lot. This lava hurts.
Welcome back to the pack, guys. Today is week 47 of Arena, and welcome to the Arena Watch podcast, guys. We got hero enhancement and 5 pillars. That's more pillars than we usually get, isn't that? A lot of pillars. Anyways, how did everyone do for week 46?
This week I did pretty well. Didn't lose any points, which is kind of the key these days. Because if you lose points, you probably lose the gold trophy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. I was talking with Trop about that the other day, but it just feels like there's so much less skill involved now. Like, one crit or whatever, or, some people, you could really, get like 10th place, 7th place, 8th place, different ranks in the past, but now it's just all kind of erased. You either are in the top 50 or you're not, or whatever the case is. I wasn't paying too much attention to 1 hour before reset, so I'm not sure how spaced out things are. I'm sure it's not as bad as Marshall Week was, but I mean,
I didn't look at -8 or -4, but I'm sitting at -16, and that was 101st going into today.
Mm-hmm.
So, I expect I'll be top 100 when it all shakes out, but definitely not getting gold.
I think I'm something like -24 so far.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's just too many people in first these days, and it wasn't a good change to Arena. It definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I still think it was a good change overall, but the 2-turn meta really encouraged aggression, and there was, like you said, there was a lot of separation, so you could see, week after week, you'd see the same 50 people would be top 100, every single week in and week out, because there was room for mistakes. Now, you're either gold or you're silver. You're either top 1 or you're top 100.
Yeah.
And it's so I don't think it's necessarily less skill, but I do think it's less stratified in terms of rankings, where someone like Trop, who's he had 95% gold trophies going into the 3-turn change. Now he might have 70% gold trophies if he wins 7 out of every 10 weeks, and then he doesn't get gold those other 3, which is highly.
I've gotten 0 gold trophies, I think, so far. Since it started.
Yeah, you almost have to win, because I still think it's very difficult, even seeing.
And I'm seeing people that didn't really get gold trophies getting gold trophies now, so it's pretty interesting in that regard. Or people that never perfected before, but now are getting gold trophies, whereas I'm.
And I do think that that the people who never got gold trophies before, it very well could be that their play style, they never were aggressive. So this was they were the types that were getting -4, on, not just one match or so, but, -4 every single day, which over the course of a week would maybe, if you only got -4 every single day and no more, you could have gotten a gold before. but any mistake, if that was your average, would take you out of gold consideration. Whereas now, if they're still doing the same thing where they almost never lose units, but they're used to using those 3 turns, now that that puts them in for a perfect week every week, and at least at the possibility of it, as long as they continue not making any mistakes.
Looks like Skulls here. He's asking what's next week. It's 25% hero enhancement.
Yep. And yeah, again, it's always King Shi Slime week. Like, man, it's been a minute. I think it's been since Bang Week that we had a map that didn't have a excellent column for using King Shi Slime.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, wow.
So that's
another thing. Is like I feel like if you're a whale, like Artia's been scoring, like other people, not just Artia, have been scoring a lot of golds that they otherwise wouldn't have.
I mean, I can't recall Artia specifically, but
I don't remember him
like,
being top 50 ever. Like, not that much, at least.
I think he may have been once or twice, but never. He never won before.
Looks like he's first this time around.
Yep. It is a 240 weight arena, so 460 weight heroes is a perfect fit if you have the resources invested and the proper units to do so.
Let me post this on the Reddit really quick.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've definitely noticed from the times that I lose units is I still haven't adjusted to being patient and utilizing all 3 turns, which part of that is habit, and part of it is a lot of times I'm playing and I don't have a whole lot of time to fully analyze the best path forward, so I just kind of wing it at times, and sometimes that results in a unit dying.
Yeah, I feel that. There's other times it's hard to pay attention to turn order. There's just too many things to pay attention to. I know some people don't like the use of making games easier by having easy and quick indicators, but the fact that there's just becoming more and more things to keep track of between, say, like awakening bonuses and perks, awakening perks 3 and 5, and so many other things that they're adding into the game slowly but surely. I feel like there's just going to be too many things to keep track of, and I wouldn't mind if we had a one-touch button, just like Fire Emblem. Or at least, you press on a unit and it'll show their range, their attack range, their move range, and it stays there. And then you could click on a second character, and that one overlaps with the other one or something. Maybe you could have them separate color codes if you want, but them overlapping is just fine. Showing the entire enemy range, so that way you don't have to worry about that. You could just click it, then you see, oh, this unit goes that far, that unit goes that far, and then whatever.
Yeah.
That would be nice,
just
to reduce the amount of time I spend on it. So
going back and forth and making sure that all the enemy, especially when you're moving someone fragile up, like you don't want them to take a hit from anyone. So that's the main time that sort of thing comes in handy. I think it'd be useful. I don't think it's don't think it's difficult, or necessarily very difficult. Yeah, they already obviously have all of the ranges programmed so that you can look at them when you click on them individually.
What's up,
So
Nobu Naga? How's it going, man?
just making a button to merge all of them should be relatively simple. Or like you said, making it permanent. One click turns it off on, the next click turns it off, instead of just how you can only see one at a time right now.
Yeah, I'd prefer something like that. That would be nice.
Welcome to.
And yeah, I get it that it's a crutch, and a lot of people don't like that. But the more and more things they add into the game, it would be. It makes sense. It just makes sense, I think.
I mean,
especially if you want to save time.
In a very similar vein to that, I would really love if the threat range, their attack range, didn't include attacks they can't use.
Okay, so excluding abilities. I was thinking about that too. Maybe a toggle, but I guess what you're saying makes more sense than just having a simple toggle for each ability.
Yeah, just that it's not it's not a huge deal, but like
heroes.
Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only heroes, of course, because everyone else can use all their abilities. But the ones like Nira with Big Banga having further range than any of her other abilities. Terry with his Secret Lightning Storm.
But it sometimes shows, Metal Dragon as having more range than he has, because again, you need to hit that one tile for it to hit the next tile,
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure exactly how that would be handled once,
I would say have the center one be like yellow and the outer one be red. If there's like a middle target or something.
Yeah. But that's the other big one that you see a lot is, of course, Metal Dragon or any of the Kaboom mages, where they can technically hit further, but something needs to be within that third range to be targeted first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it'd be something useful, but yeah, that's. I think that's. Let's see. Anything else from the previous week?
I got crit a lot this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's unfortunate and stuff like that.
I think I only risked like 3.
It was unfortunate because it's like
I don't even know if I risked a crit this week.
Yeah, that was me last week. I didn't risk a single one last week.
It makes sense. Last week was a Martial week. That's why so many people did well, I think. This week, mages still can crit and other stuff like that. So.
Well, I almost didn't get hit by mages. It was, one of my deaths was to mages, and I am like 99% sure I could have just waited a turn, let them move up, and then killed them on turns 2 and 3. But the other death, was a Boreal. Got one shot by Nocturnus, 3 awakened, even though he was had Okeana's sword. So that one was. I would have been fine if I had gotten any attack downs from Boreal's Breath, but of course that's not something you want to count on. I honestly didn't expect to get one shot.
Mm-hmm.
No, Nocturnus is just really strong.
Yeah, really, really strong, especially when you take all 5 hits, because there's no one else in that, little 6-tile range for the Devil Finesse to spread out to. But yeah, this week, uh, I think, let's see. There's 3 blocks separating the two sides. So even with the the further back tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it's going to be pretty safe to bring Yangus if you've managed to rank up at least his dash skill and his axis of evil. I think you're pretty reliably going to be able to hit multiple targets.
Of course, I don't have the gold for that, but
No.
I've finished all the gold reserves.
You're living off the passport right now.
Yep. And technically the passport was what allowed me to get into the shop gold too, because running the battle road on the faster speed really enables you to get that gold quicker. So that was all passport too. I'm going to clear out the shop. This is probably one of the longest events that we've had, right? So clearing the shop is not hard. If you're running battle road every night, parts throughout the day as well, you're clearing the shop probably 20 days into it. It's not going to be hard. I'm done with the I'll tell you what. I'm done with the tickets. I'm done with the irises. I don't know what else I grabbed. I think I grabbed some mats for Dolmagus. There has to be some key things I always grab. It's the irises. I think I might have grabbed the orbs recently because I needed orbs, which is like the first time I needed orbs. I didn't grab all the orbs from the other shops yet, like the Rapthorn shop and whatnot, but yeah, so I grabbed the orbs. I grabbed some of the weapons, the stamina herbs. Yeah, I think that was it pretty much. Some weapons and armor and tickets. But it's mostly been gold. I haven't touched the rest of the mats. I could go back and get the mats, right? But I don't need them right now, so I'll put that off for quite a while. Probably going to go for tomes next. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of tomes in the
I realize these iridescent... I mean, the blossoming mats, even the iridescent ones aren't useful for me anymore.
Or fragments?
Just can't afford to bloom anything?
I can't afford to bloom anything, and I pretty much get enough blossoming mats just from the blossoming door. So getting the extra mats from the shop is almost a waste. We'll see. I'll check about that, because I think at the rate I'm going with the blossoming door, there's literally never going to be more units requiring blossom coming in than mats I would be earning every month.
Yeah. I've got...
So...
I think... Because I fully bloomed Baramos last week. And then I'm very close. I'm not sure if I would be able to fully bloom Kirill this month or not. And I don't think I'm going to end up using him anyway. I was planning to for the Mega Boss, but I think that's mainly if you're running Ashlyn, where he really comes in handy.
Nimzo?
Because I can't see his wisdom buff being enough with just or even Jessica plus base form Nimzo.
Yeah, I've been running at least for the lower stages. I've been running Nimzo leadership. And I've even brought KSS, but I know that doesn't work for the later stages because he's just dropping the death thing. The death zones or whatever they are, the tiles.
Basically, I don't know running, but KSS doesn't,
basically he's stuck using that knockback thing for a few turns. If the guy switches, his ability and starts using that.
Yeah.
I know there's a few stages where he doesn't do it, like because the attack pattern is just a certain way. So you could get away with using KSS. He has Zamrez. He has basically everything you want in the fight, except he can't hit multiple tiles because he can't land on Rapthorn, which is a shame, really. It was really a shame when I found that out, but
Yeah, if he could land on Rapthorn, it would be hilarious.
like they should have made an exception for it, especially because there's that death tile thing anyway. It would have been, a trade-off. Like, oh, he takes 500 damage from just, hopping on that. I don't know. They should have just made an exception for it. No? No, okay.
It would be hilarious.
It would be very hilarious. It would have been great. But yeah, it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's
still hitting 3 tiles is not bad when you can do it when it's safe to. Hitting 3 tiles with KSS still does a lot of damage.
Yep. Yeah, I've got but going back to blossoming, Kirill, I think I have like maybe 7 or 8 small nodes bloomed, just to use up talent points, and then nothing further yet. And then Prism Peacock I don't have bloomed at all, and I'm not planning on changing that. And that's it. I have every single other unit either fully bloomed or like KSS is just the headbutt counter stance away from being fully bloomed.
And is this all down to just gold then? Because you do have the mats, right?
Yeah, just gold.
So if you never bought the mats from the shop ever again and just decided to spend them on the gold stacks or infinite weapons when you buy out the whole shop, is that better? Just leave the iridescent flowers there and just not touch them.
I don't want to go that route just yet because I like being able to fully bloom something like, when hybrid comes out. I want to have the option to fully bloom. So I'll probably
won't you be able to though? Even if you started now, not buying the shop.
Yeah, I think with what's known to come out, I think I could start now because we don't. Like, the only thing that's I guess more questionable is that we sometimes do get the faster timetable on blooms.
But given the fact that arena's delayed and some weird stuff's going on with the code, with the bugs and whatnot, maybe that might not happen for quite a while.
Yeah, there's. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know. It's there. You don't have a whole lot of extra. I've gotten close to the maximum amount of bloom mats.
The only thing would be like if they decided to do blossoming 2.0 and it cost like double the mats but not too much gold or something. Because if they made extra gold cost, that would kill me. But if they did like double the mats. And you know what? You could probably not buy the infinite weapon exchanges, but just keep running the battle road on auto. And because you're probably not going to use the infinite weapon exchanges, right? You're not going to alchemize all those weapons, if that makes sense.
So. Yeah. I don't. I saved up like 200 of each of the Silver Week mats because we had that.
Yeah, those equipments. You're never gonna alchemize them anyway. So imagine if you just kept the event medals. You kept the event medals.
So when it comes back in Reminiscence,
if it comes back in Reminiscence, exactly. And if you're like, you know what, I have the extra gold, I could probably alchemize this weapon. Let me buy some of the infinite exchanges. I have like 50,000 currency. I could do that. Or here's Blossoming 2.0, and those Blossoming mats are in the shop. I could just buy them now because I left them there on purpose because I obviously from now to 6 months to now, there's no blossoming 2.0. So, as far as we know, right? So you could safely just leave it there. It's not like, because I have so many extra dupes for alchemizing equipment, and I never get around to alchemizing them. And at this point, just given gold income in the game, I will never go around back to alchemizing some of this stuff that I just saved up for.
Well, I mean, we
we'll
are
see.
expecting, I don't know the exact timetable, but we are expecting gold weekends. I'd say fairly soon at this point.
Gold weekends.
Yep, there's a quest that only shows up on the weekend, so Saturdays and Sundays, that you can spend stamina and get gold on the level of Gold Week quest. So it's like 15 or 20 times. Like it's significantly higher than it's at least 3 times the normal rate, which is 5 per stamina.
So
But
15
I
gold
think it
per
goes
stamina,
even higher than that.
15, 20, 21.
Yeah.
So it's 5 to 7, right? So it's like,
No, it's 5.
well,
There's
some stuff
nothing.
was 7. Not lately, but there's been stuff that was 7 gold.
Nothing really has been 7. We've had 10 a bunch, and then we had 10 with a bonus 50, which brought it to 15.
Still, it sucks because that's stamina. That's like...
Yep. Yeah, it's stamina, but it'll be, the first really reliable way other than campaigns and, Gold Week, which is essentially a campaign.
The problem with that is it seems a lot like wisdom caps. It's like they set a bar, and then we suffer for a long time, and they're just going to set the bar again. That's kind of weird. Whereas, like, as the game goes on, our gold needs increase and increase and increase, Our stam that we have hasn't increased, so just making us pay stam to do these gold quests isn't going to help, because just farming gold quests and avoiding, spending our stam on, say, like farming equipment, farming mats, farming dupes on units, it really could hold us back on an event where we should really be farming the event unit or something. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if they just increase the overall gold in everything, like literally just everything went up by five gold per stam or something, rather than just delegate something to the weekend.
Yeah, I mean...
So that way you don't have to make a choice of choosing the gold and choosing this. You do the thing, and that thing itself is more now. Because everything should give more gold. Because everything requires more gold now. Like, once when you get to rank 7, like, rank 6 and rank 7 cost the same. But, like, still, that's very expensive. And, like, plus 10ing an ability. As if, like, it's hard enough to, the lower ranks, not only does it take less tomes, but it's cheaper on top of taking less tomes per tome, which is so weird, right? So it gets exponentially more expensive to take something to plus 10. And I realize that because I've looked at my, my exchanges, my attempts, sorry, on upgrading abilities, and I have more attempts than pretty much anyone else in my budget range, right? I don't think anyone else is spending as much on tomes as I am, who's passport, you know what I mean? And I realize that. I realize just how stupid amount of, money I spend plus 10ing abilities. And that's kind of sad that they're just that expensive. Everything's that expensive, blossoming's that expensive. It's just so weird because you already got the blossoming mat, and then just to use the mat you have to spend gold to use the mat, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. But yeah, I think they should do something to make the gold income still, increased, but not making, I guess, the players lazy, make them still have to play the game to get this gold, but have it be, proportional to what it should take. I don't know. I'm a bit tired, so the wording here is pretty bad. But yeah, let's get into this week. Looking at this map, as you said, there's 5 pillars here. Should we call them pillars? I mean, we're only getting the top view of it, like the bird's eye view. So I don't know what to call those things. We got 5 pillars on those tiles, so it's like a 5 dice but smushed. Gives KSS plenty of spots. It gives Schleiman plenty of spots to just camp from and just shoot everybody. Let's see. You technically could place units on tiles that are entirely behind pillars, right? There's 2 on the left, 3 in the middle, and 2 on the right. So those are all places you could put units, and Carver wouldn't have a target for his bang ability on turn 1 at least. That's a lot of tiles to that prevent Carver from dealing any damage on turn 1, and I guess UKM as well. So Carver's definitely still a good unit, but there are, drawbacks for him. Some major issues. Yangus is probably a better unit than Carver, at least, especially with this map. He seems like he would be the better unit by far. What do you guys think?
I think Angus could do well on this map.
Yeah. Carver's still going to be beefy, though, so he's going to suck on defense.
Yeah, I think Yangus is going to be solid on offense, and then... on offense, and I think Carver, you're mainly going to want to use as, bait for those major typeless damage, like
Carver
Marquis.
Could actually be very fast, though. So it's going to be interesting. You have...
Can he?
Yeah, he could. You give him
I
a
guess
claw.
He'll have 25% agility.
He'll have 25% agility, and you give him, like a claw is what I usually give Carver anyway. So, yeah, he could be pretty fast this week, surprisingly.
I didn't even think about Yangus before, but now I will. Like he has a decent AoE and he can move 4 on the first turn, kind of like Slon. His range, his range is okay. Oh.
Yeah, he's got the exact same range as Slon. Only difference being his ranged attack is a dash. And then his AoE is actually strong and not a C rank.
Yeah, and his AoE doesn't split the damage, between the hits between the units in the area of effect. It's not a multi-hit. It's multi-hit. No, wait. It's multi... How do you describe that? Maybe it's multi-tap and multi-hit. We have to come up with terms, because there's like this multi-hit abilities, like the sizzling multi-slash or whatever, and it chooses random tiles in the range to attack. And then there's these AoE abilities that hits everybody in all the tiles for multiple hits, and that's what he does, right? I think. For the 2 range tile ability he has.
Yeah, similar to like the kelp, whatever his one is called, where it hits everything in the area multiple times.
Yeah. If the kelp dude had like 1 more range of movement, He'd be such a good unit just because of that ability. So, let's see. Is the camera frozen here? No, it's not. Okay, good. I think it isn't, at least. All right. Well, what about other units? Bianca, we got. She still has some decent range. OKM, atomic blade range, basically. She looks like she could hit all but like 3 tiles, which is already not bad because units have to inhabit some of the other tiles, so that's not bad. You could use her. She's pretty strong. Terry could hit every tile but like 2, right? 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Actually, Bianca could technically hit more tiles than Terry can this week. Like, those linear abilities are really going to suffer a little bit here. Yeah, there's like 4 tiles or something like that Terry can't hit. Whereas with Bianca, there's only 3, technically. But Terry is a lot stronger than Bianca. So, I think I might bring Bianca this week because it's like, yeah, sure, she's 1 awake, but max awaken is literally 25% to all stats, right? And this stacks on top of awakenings, or does this go off scale off of? Okay, cool.
Yep, stacks on awakenings.
So technically, she's going to be stronger than my, OKM is, basically, boost wise. I'm not sure how much it will total out to when she's actually out there, but she's good. Kiefer's good for an A rank, right? He works out pretty well. What do you think about Kiefer, or do you still think Claria hits harder with considering she has an A rank ability?
Yeah, with hero boost.
Kiefer, sorry.
Yeah, probably Kiefer. Like Claria's really good, but she's also really fragile. Like,
yeah.
She did manage to survive a Archdemon Kaboom, which just shows how badly he needs his bloom, and she also survived no, that was Jessica. Jessica survived a Claria Kakrak this week. So, but yeah, I think you can swap between them based on your matchup. Claria is still going to be really strong if you're up against, a matchup where you just want more crack damage. But Kiefer has 2 elements, very solid range at 6 range linear, and some excellent side range with his little small fan for his attack. And then he does have an A rank ability that he can use on turn 3, I think. So.
Oh, yeah, I guess he can actually use that now.
Comes to that.
That's pretty good.
Great.
Okay. And what kind of permutations are we looking at? Just so we know what we're going to do.
Of course, the obvious one, if your box can support it, is the four heroes, 4 S rank heroes. Is more than viable. Of course, with the boost, Like the easy way, like you mentioned, to look at it is that disregarding any additional perks, all heroes are an additional max awakening on top of their normal whatever actual awakenings they have. So if you've got a max awakened Yangus, like just about everyone will, he's really running at 10 awakenings. And that's enough to make pretty much any physical hero fairly viable. They're going to be Carver and Yangus are going to be incredibly bulky. And then all your physical heroes are going to hit really hard while having that extra 25% health on top of the standard 30%.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know for sure they're getting that double buff?
They always have before.
That's 62.5% HP buff for heroes.
Depending on if it's... I don't remember if we looked and if we found out if it was multiplied or added. I think stage effects might be added. So it might be 55 straight.
So crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference other than the fact that, if it's 62.5 instead of 55 and you leave them at a fraction of health, then it makes a huge difference. But it's a lot of extra stats, a lot of extra health. I think I could easily see, most the weeks we've had so far, I've seen it as been relatively difficult to go to 4 turns without losing a unit. This week, I think we could see more 4-point losses just due to the health pools that if you're playing safe and not losing a unit, it could be very easy, especially with Kirill and, Carver, units that may not go all the way forward or even run backwards and then have just massive health pools, especially if they're on the same team as something like Elena, where you're hanging back and taking her out turn 1 while staying away from the rest of the team, and then turn 2 you move in and engage with most of the rest of the team, but Kirill's still all the way in the back, and then turn 3 you engage with Kirill and maybe you can't finish him off on turn 3. I think that could be a relatively common scenario compared to normal weeks where it's relatively difficult to reach that turn 4 without losing a unit. So.
With that central block, do you think that Elena is viable this week? I don't feel like her Crimson Sweep will ever hit more than 1 target.
I mean, she could... There's a middle spot there where the Nocturnus is. So...
She's at least better than Yangus. In some sense.
Well, she has one less move.
I guess. Because they're still turn 2 and 3. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Is that a physical block, or is that just a tile in the center?
It's a tile.
There's a block in the center, but there's also... I was just referring to Nocturnus. So, like, if Elena was in the spot where Squid is, she'd be able to run up and Crimson Sweep on Nocturnus.
Right. If someone positioned like that, yeah.
Yeah, which, I'm trying to see one. Yeah, I don't know how likely it is that someone positions that way, because just like in the picture, the King She Slimes, you're probably normally going to see in that same spot because he'll be able to move up 2 to right behind the column.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Elena is if you have a decent Elena, she's more than reasonable to bring this week. You've got that 6 linear range with the dash and the Crimson Sweep, and then the 40% evasion for effectively the whole match, all except for turn 3. So she's one of the best arena heroes.
Okay, so if we're talking 4 heroes is a permutation, and then you could do other permutations like, I don't know, what would be good, like 2 heroes maybe, and an A rank, no, what? 2 heroes, 2 S ranks maybe, and an A? I don't know, I'm not thinking. Too tired.
240, right? 2 heroes is 120.
Yeah.
If you do 250s, that's 220. You could do well, there's no good C's, but...
What about just 1 A rank, 1 S rank and then 2 A ranks or something? Should be good.
Yeah, if you ran 2 A ranks, a regular S rank, and then 2 heroes S ranks. Then it definitely fits in. I think for those of us that don't have multiple maxed heroes other than the free ones, I think that's probably the better plan. I don't think even Hero Week is worth bringing 1 Awakened.
And do you see the physical hero route as better, or do you see the magical hero route as better? Aside from Dolmagus, but you could include that afterwards if you want.
Yeah, I think the physical hero route is better because they get more of a bonus.
Agility as well.
That bonus, bonus agility and bonus damage more directly than that wisdom becomes bonus damage. The bonus damage from wisdom is, effectively 1 point per extra wisdom, whereas the bonus damage from extra attack is 4 points per extra attack,
because every point you're over there, defense is a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, because your physical attacks are based off of your attack damage. So it's it's 450% of the damage that you would have done.
Yeah.
375% of the damage you would have done with a regular attack. So every point of attack is giving you, 2 to 3, or however, because I think it's attack minus defense divided by 2, something like that is the base formula. So
do you think Dolmagus is a good bring then? Probably, because do you think most people are going to figure that the physical hero is the dominant option? I mean, most of the free units are physical anyway, right?
Yeah, the free ones are.
So I think most people might just file in and do the physical route anyways, in which case having at least 1 Dolmagus on your team would be nice.
Yep.
I mean, your A rank could be KSS or it could be Dolmagus,
You mean your 1S rank?
Yeah, sorry, your 1S rank could be KSS or Dolmagus.
Yep. Yeah, KSS or Dolmagus, which would probably just, depend on your matchup. If you're facing those 5 physical teams, then it's hard not to bring Dolmagus at that point. He offers a lot of safety in just going up and providing bait for the enemy to try and target and fail repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas KSS, I think, would be more of the general use for any mixed teams or spellcaster teams. KSS is just always really strong with that ability to provide overlapping damage. Yeah, that's I think that's how I would look at it. Is you have KSS if you are running the 2 A ranks.
What are the A ranks going to be?
Hero.
I mean, you're not bringing Ragnar, right?
Probably Kiefer and Claria.
Kiefer, Claria, yeah. Ragnar's just
potentially
missing range, huh?
Potentially Vendor Ghost. Getting
he's
that
squishy though.
Useful.
But yeah,
he's squishy, but he provides you that stun, which I don't know which other heroes. I know Nero is weak to it.
I found that out recently.
Yeah, so.
I know that Bianca, even though she can make someone, hobble, she also is weak to it as well. So that's interesting to note. So Dolmagus could be good with his stun because she's weak to Zam. I know it's weird to use Dolmagus for his B rank ability, but she's actually weak to it, and
yeah, she's weak to it, and she'd get stunned
or hobbled by it.
Or
yeah,
hobbled. Very often, 100% of the time, if you either have him 5 awake or have his weapon rolled for it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna go for it if it isn't 100%, but it's an option for some people, so it's worth pointing out. I mean, even with Brilliance, that B rank ability is not gonna hit as hard as his other abilities, right? So
yeah, it's pretty weak.
Yeah, it's B rank, single target. I wouldn't expect it to hit very, very hard.
Is there anyone he could pair up with yet that could hit AoE like snooze or AoE some sort of stun, AoE paralyze for his deadly tiles or whatever?
I mean, Bianca has her own hobble that would pair well with it because they're both the 3 across line.
Yeah, but they can't stand on the same tile and do. Oh yeah, she's okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because his is 3 range, right?
Yeah, his is farther, and hers is.
Yeah,
like
so
blade,
so
yeah.
they can target the same 3 tiles.
That's gonna be fun.
Which with the block there, I don't know how likely that is that they'd ever be able to actually hit 3 things, but they can target the same 3 tiles.
Yeah, maybe turn 2 or 3, they could hit 3 things. That would be interesting. But hopefully, it
so
doesn't drag on
probably a
that
pretty
long.
solid pair up if you're able to do it even occasionally.
Mm-hmm. So you would want your Bianca to outspeed their Bianca, so you could hobble it and then hit it with that deadly tile. But then you're probably if you hit Bianca, you're in range of Bianca, and if she crits, you're dead.
Yep.
Who else is weak to hobble hero wise? Let me check. Mind you, I don't have all the heroes. This is a question for Sharkai. He could just open up his app and then immediately just check whoever he wants. Who's our resident guy that has every unit in the game? We don't have one, do we? On the guild. Artia.
I would be the closest.
on the guild. On the guild.
Yeah. Yeah,
That means I can't say anything.
Are you missing any units, Peter?
A few S's, yeah.
You have all the A's?
All the A's, yes.
Wow.
I had to use a few meeting tickets, but yeah.
Okay, you probably get a lot of those, though, if you do as many pulls as you do.
Probably.
Yeah, I always end up having to spend that on, like, tomes or whatever. Because it's, you know, it's cheaper. Plus, then I don't have to farm them. And I could focus on spending my stamina on something else, but you probably have no gold issues, so... You could...
I have plenty of gold issues, trust me.
Ah, okay, fine. More units, more problems, huh?
Yep.
Alright, let me sort by heroes. I by far have the least amount of heroes here.
What about me?
Oh yeah, I don't know. But
I think you by far have the second lead.
okay, so Rough is weak to Hubble, I think. Is that what it's saying here? Filter by status resistance. Oh, okay.
Rough is weak to sleep and curse.
Okay, my bad. I can't sort by what he's weak to. So, I just have to look through it manually. Wow.
That's what I'm doing.
So it's Bianca.
Ragnar is weak to hobble. Ah.
Yeah. I guess some people might bring him. Kiefer is too, looks like. Kiefer, Ragnar. So Kiefer, Ragnar, and Bianca are all weak to hobble.
Interesting.
Alright, so they're all prime targets for, you know, Dolmagus and Bianca to work together to take out. To note, Kiefer is weak to Zap, so Bianca's going to be great for that. But resistant to the Zam, so if you did want to hobble him with the Zam ability on Dolmagus, not going to happen there without, you know, the heavy res. Ragnar is weak to Zam and neutral to Zap. Bianca's neutral to Zap and weak to Zam as well. So there you go.
There's a lot of sleep weakness in these heroes too.
Yeah, that's a lot of units. Sleep is by far like one of the most common.
I feel like we're going to see some Angelos this week if people have them leveled up.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about him. He is the newer physical unit out of the bunch.
20% attack up, so if anyone has them leveled, they're going to use them for a massive, massive attack boost.
20% attack up?
Yeah, let me double check.
What does that...
Angelo, I think Angelo has the 15% for all, as opposed to the 20% for heroes.
Angelo.
Raises hero attack by 20%.
Okay, so it's the same as Terry,
hero attack,
right?
not potency?
Hero attack is what it says. 20%. That's what mine says.
That's not bad. You know why? Because every point of attack that you have over the enemy's defense... Like, imagine if the enemy had 500 defense and you had 500 attack. How much damage are you doing with your basic attack?
250, I think, something like that. It's some weird thing.
How much does it take to deal 0 damage with your basic attack?
That's why I said I think you have to have like double.
Because
their
basic attack
as
is 100% of your attack, right? So I think it's just 1-to-1, and then after that it scales based off of your like percentage. I don't know. It's strange, but when you get past that point, let's say you're at 0 damage, right? You're literally at 0 damage. 20% attack increases the amount of damage you deal by, well, not even infinite. It's like you were dealing no damage and now you're dealing damage. You know what I mean? So boosting the attack is probably better than potency itself. You know what I mean? Because defense is a thing. Is what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's That's crazy that he has that ability. I mean, perk.
Actually, this coming week.
Yeah. So what else is there worth noting? I wish we had Sharkai here. He would be perfect for this. Who's he gonna run, by the way? Who do you think he's gonna run?
He was talking about doing a mixed team with Jessica leader, and then I think he was saying Terry would be one of the other three.
Because he just figures he has so much damage, he doesn't really need the leadership, or like, why is he going mixed?
Yeah, that was his reasoning. Was
he definitely should test it out, because it's like before trying to do it, because his units are going to be faster than they were. So he might be used to having a mixed team where he'd have slow mages and like fast melee, but it's all going to be, you know, mixed up. So that's going to be pretty awkward for him. Anything else worth noting? Heroes is kind of an awkward kind of thing to discuss, because not a lot of us have heroes. But you already pointed out, like, obviously the free-to-play ones are worth considering, because a lot of people are just going to bring them. But is there anyone that's going to be absolutely just cancer this week, and how do we counter them?
I mean, I don't think that Carver is as bad of an issue with 3-turn. It's not as difficult to get through his bulk when you have an extra turn to do it.
He does typeless crit for like 1400 damage, right? And it'll be even more now, so.
Yep. So now it'll be, 25% more than that.
Well, not quite, but yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, exactly 25. Yeah, sorry. Wait, exactly 25%? Because 25% more attack doesn't mean 25% more damage, because defense. Oh, crit. Sorry, yeah. My brain. What am I talking about?
So, I don't think Carver is a terrible issue. If you end up going against one, and I'd say a lot of people probably will.
How do you kill him?
You just make sure you have at least neutral, heavy neutral damage, if not brilliant. And he'll go down.
We get the double stack HP. Carver's going to have over 2k hit points.
Yep, Carver will be over 2k.
He's got those odd resistances, so KSS can't hurt him, and
Yep. Yeah, KSS and
Ice and Crack. Crack.
So, Great Dragon tends to be the big one.
So what are you gonna bring this week, Celery?
I'm probably gonna try and aim Yangus, Ruff, if I can, if there's anything to target with Ruff and he doesn't, die instantly to something.
Ruff is really squishy.
Ruff is stupid squishy, but he will have 55%, at least 55% extra health. So.
Right.
So probably Yangus and Ruff would be my two typical, maybe Yangus and Carver on occasion, depending on what I'm up against. And then King She-Slime would be my most likely bring in general as the 1S. I think Kiefer and Claria are probably the most likely two other brings. If I'm facing a team, and it's very possible that there's going to be crack week entire teams that are crack weak, because a lot of the mages are, and a lot of the hero mages are crack weak, including Yangus. In fact, Yangus not being a mage, but is weak to crack. So it's very possible that I run Great Dragon and Boreal as two of my A's, and then be a debate between Kiefer and Claria for that last spot. But if there's enough crack weakness, I'm probably bringing Claria. And then Kiefer will just sit out.
So, makes sense.
But yeah, that's my plan is probably to run the 2 heroes, 1 50-weight S rank, and 2 A's for most of the week.
Do you ever see yourself using Dole this week? In the place of KSS, or...?
If I had him.
Wait, you don't
You'll
have
get
Dole...
him.
Wait, you don't have Dolmegas?
You don't have dual?
Nah.
What?
Nope.
How is that even possible?
Says
It's possible
Trop, who
because I
doesn't
haven't-
have knocked.
I haven't spent any gems on him yet.
Oh.
So.
You have enough to pity him?
No, I'm like 7,000 away. Maybe less than that now.
Okay.
What?
So you either want to play it safe.
I thought
or
you
maybe
got
don't
Dole
wanna?
with your free tickets.
Nope. No, I got.
Whose video did I watch?
I don't know. Not mine. If they got dual.
I'm so confused now. Okay. Well, Trop, who are you running this week? You still have
That's
a few
good
heroes
question.
that you could still
I like
use
to
even.
play by the rules, so probably Dual Magus, KSS, Metal Dragon, and Great Dragon.
But you still could
Oh.
bring, like, Kiefer if you wanted to.
And then for the A rank, I have to bring a hero with their with the stats they have. I have to choose from one of my heroes for sure.
Not one of them. There's really only the one. Kiefer, like, you're not going to bring Ragnar.
There's Kiefer or Claria though, right? So I don't know what I want more.
Claria's not a hero. She just looks like one.
Oh, is she not a... Okay.
Nature.
Kiefer. I keep forgetting that Claria's nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure I'm probably gonna, I might bring Bianca. I might bring, I don't know, Yangus. His abilities right now aren't that ranked up for me, though. That's the only problem I'm having with him. I might bring... Oh no, I don't have that many good heroes. My Ruff's not ready, an unfortunate thing, because, like, Whoosh would be very good against Carver. He's weak to Bang, so he has his own issues there. I guess Kiefer is resistant to Bang, right? So he could do his Whoosh attack. I know it's a B rank ability, but he could do his Whoosh attack against Carver. That's not bad, right?
Okay. So to answer the question from earlier, though, if your attack is equal to the enemy's defense, you will do 100 damage at base.
Interesting.
So whatever the calculation is, that's whether it's 200 and 200. I even changed the numbers to make sure it wasn't something where it would go, it was half of whatever your number was. But no, it's 100 damage when it equals defense. So if you exceed by 100, somehow that
you can't have any
does
sort of potency boosts or whatever
damage. That's weird.
with your equipment. And...
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, I guess I'll probably have Kiefer, Claria, maybe instead of... We'll see what I do with Claria, I don't know. Yangus, Bianca, and KSS. And maybe KSS might be Dolmegas. And maybe I might switch out Yangus for Dolmagus and just keep KSS and Dolmagus. That might work because he's not.
Dolmagus isn't a hero. Don't you want to play by the rules?
Depends. So KSS has such a good position on this map, as he does a lot of maps with pillars. So he should be a lot of fun to work with, I think. It just depends who I'm up against. And if it's an all-physical team, how could I not bring Dole? It would just seem silly not to.
You gotta stick to the rules, man. Them's the rules.
Them is the rules. Like, if they're all physical, why not bring Dole? So... Pillar means it's a KSS week, and all physical or martial units means it's also a Dole week, so... Them is the rules, so... Yeah.
That's...
And then it's everyone else's week for whoever has bonuses. That's how it goes. I mean, just look at Spell Week. This Spell Week was also a KSS week more than it was a Spell Week. Just because of the pillars.
There's a reason that we rate KSS as the top priority bloom if your focus is arena. Like
he just doesn't overlap, and he's so easy to invest in. I mean, most people have him. Pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I think that covers most of what I wanted to talk about as far as my team goes. Is there any? There has to be a few things I'm missing, or I'm tired out of my mind, guys. So I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure I've avoided the chat. I haven't even looked, have I? It's just been Skull. Oh yeah, it's just been Skull. Mostly. But he hasn't said anything in a while.
Hero might be a problem this week.
Huh?
Is that?
Hero might be a problem with his heal and his extra HP.
Hero. Yeah, it could be. Every awakening gets him extra HP too, but right? 50 on the 3 and 5.
Yeah, 3 and 5 he gets extra HP.
That's something that they added later, right? He didn't originally have that.
Yeah, they added that with his bloom.
Yeah, I don't have Kirill, and I don't have him at 3 or 5. So that's that's a specific whale issue. I don't know. Do you have him?
I think mine's
Peter. Do you have him at 3 or 5?
I don't. I don't think. Let me check. But with his Blossom, he might hang back and heal and drag out the fight.
I'm not too worried.
Oh, I just got my Lost Soul up to 3 Awakenings. Yay.
Alright. Who are you running this week, Peter? Since you're here.
Probably Dual, KSS, Nocturnus, because even without the arena, the perk for heroes, he still does more damage than anyone else in my team at 5 Awakenings. And Elena, maybe. I'll test her out to see if she's effective. I don't think anyone's going to put anyone in that center spot, so I don't think she's going to be effective with her Crimson Sweep. But she's going to have a lot of HP, so she might be good just to teleport in and start crushing stuff from the back lines.
She's probably better for turn 2 or 3. You should be fine. It's not too much of a worry, I think. You should be alright.
You say that, but I know how you assume everything is either 100 or 0%. So I assume she's going to dodge 0% for me.
Oh, I'm not saying dodge. I'm not saying she's going to dodge at all. I wasn't even considering that. I was just saying that she could still do damage on turn 2 or 3. So you should be alright.
So my Kirill at 1 Awakening can easily have over 1,000 HP if I equip him with HP equipment. Super slow agility though. So this week he'll have a 1,500 HP even with 1 or 0 Awakenings. And if you hurt the other units, he's going to hang back and heal and drag the fight out. Oh, my Kirill's S5, so it's S7. He's going to have even more HP, even with no Awakenings.
What's Yangus's leadership?
think it's hero defense. Something silly.
Yep, 20% defense. That'd be a nasty leader for this week.
No. You never want defense. You could always get crit.
Well, people aren't smart like you.
Huh.
But it's unlikely. I agree, it's unlikely. Someone's gonna make him a leader.
Oh, it's okay, not just heroes.
Yeah. If it was just heroes, it would be higher, probably. Yeah, I think Terry leadership would have been nice, but again, I don't have Terry. So it's just going to be Bianca. I don't know who I'd give leadership to then. If I'm bringing Bianca, and maybe I just can Yangus. If I can Yangus, then I could give Dole Magus leadership, and then he's boosting KSS. Sure, I'm
Carver's
a few weight behind.
Carver's perk is even nastier, 30% hero defense.
Yeah, but it's defense, and you could get crit. So it could be an infinite defense, you know what I mean? And I still could lose a unit.
Right.
Which is just dumb. But if I had like infinite damage, then I could kill the enemy, and then I'd never lose a unit. You know what I mean? So infinite defense is not necessarily the best defense. Is a good offense in this game. Kill them before you could get crit. That's what I say. Or stay back until they move in and then kill them before you could get crit. So, either a strong offense or a strong delayed offense is the best defense in this game. Essentially. Anyways, I think that covers everything. There has to be something notable I'm missing here.
The turn 3 coups, you gotta pay attention to those if the fight drags out.
Who has those? I mean, Ruff already has something at what, turn 2?
Turn 2. Yeah, Ruff was already available. Alina has hers, but it's not very scary because
we mentioned Kiefer. Ragnar would have his, wouldn't he?
Ragnar gets his, but his is also, it's like a.
It's not bad.
Fairly typical A-rank typeless attack.
It's not the
Deborah's
worst one ever.
Deborah's was already on 2, which, it'll make her a lot harder to kill. It gives her like 40% damage reduction.
And heals her.
And heals, so... I've... Back in the 2-turn arena, I never saw, like, maybe once, like, it's usually the least threatening thing she could do, because of course she could always crit something. So it's usually almost a good thing when she uses her coup.
What about Bianca's leadership? I mean, coup.
Send that spirit.
You could use that against Nock. It's not the strongest ever, but it's still something.
Yeah, pretty strong. I think it's a little bit weaker than Demon King or
But it shouldn't matter this week. Given the boost.
Like base, but yeah, it'll hit any, Nocturnus or Dragonlord True Form. It'll hit them real hard, and then it's still a pretty solid neutral nuke for if you're up against anything that resists Zap. So it's definitely like a decent option in 3-turn arena.
Is worth considering because it does give them a little bit AoE.
Yep, Carvers, especially if they happen to spend their turn 2 boosting their damage by 50%. Which isn't going to be something that you're worried about facing Carver, but if you're bringing Carver, a lot of times that's a very reasonable turn 2 because his coup is AoE. So if you hit 2 things for 50% more damage on a higher base damage, that's more damage than attacking turn 2 on a single target. If that attack on
the
turn
crits
2
would be insane.
Yeah, if that attack on turn 2 doesn't get you a kill, then a lot of time, and maybe you can't even really do really attack on turn 2 depending on the lineup.
In any case, Jessica's ultimate shouldn't be scary. Her Mega Magic
will not be available. Same with Ashlyn.
Angelo is 4, so he's not a worry. But don't forget Rickard. He's got a turn 2 coup that does a massive amount of Sizz damage.
I could see Sharkai using. He tends to use him whenever he has a boost. He likes Rickard, and whenever he has a.
Rickard is actually really strong. Yeah, Rickard is strong.
He is if he has a boost. The mechanic, his kit, everything, the shape about it is nice. It's just the damage isn't there. But now, on a hero week, it would be there. So
he'll do more Sizz damage than KSS.
Mechanically, he's nice. He has great movement, he has great ranges. So I guess he could work out.
He also has Kasiz, so he can hang out behind the rock.
He has decent range, and that's worth
noting. He can smoke the team. Yeah.
He has more range than all the other, mages. Pretty much in his same kind of caliber.
Who was it? Nira has 4 turn for her coup, so you don't have to worry about that.
She can sleep though on a rare, so you gotta be careful about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of heroes are weak to sleep.
Yeah, a lot of heroes are weak to sleep. She could be a very solid bring as a counter pick, as much as anything, while also playing with the rule.
What non-hero units are worth mentioning, you guys think, other than KSS and Dole, as I brought up?
Probably Dark Cup for the sleep if you can't take everything out.
I wouldn't. I don't know if one sleep on a B, because like that B spot there. I guess if you're running Knocked
I gave
hero,
sleep to my Percival as well. Snooze.
Nice.
So that could work because an A rank seems like a better spot than a, and he's faster.
Yeah,
he's faster than the.
Yeah, if you're running a Dark Lord, you could fit that B in. Like if you have that max rank.
Percival has more agility than Dark Cub even, so he might be a better snoozer if you could get in there first.
Yeah, you've got that. If you're Trop and you've got your Sweet Breath Great Dragon, that could be a solid option.
Now I forgot to mention builds. Like if I'm bringing Bianca, my Bianca has like 390. I don't know how much agility she has. It's kind of low, but she should be pretty fast. Should I build damage or should I just go even more for agility and go nuts? She'll have like even more damage now, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, have more damage and more agility. I think it depends
on your awakenings, maybe.
Yeah, like usually agility, like you really just want enough of it.
Like on a physical week, I'd always build agility because we have enough physical damage. And I'd rather outspeed and not miss with my physical units. But yeah. I'm not sure what to do for hero enhancement because you're kind of getting both the attack and the agility.
I would say in general, you're going to be running damage. The only times you run agility is if you're up against something fast that you want to outspeed.
What about Kiefer?
Or something.
He's like 370s, 360. I can't remember.
Looking to be pretty fast with that 25%. Like, it's pretty much the same. You're gonna be mainly running damage, unless like if you really want to outspeed something, which there's not necessarily a maybe you outspeed Great Dragon, by building agility. But then if you can't kill Great Dragon before he moves, so you'd have to build agility on also Bianca, because the Wind Slash alone isn't gonna take out Great Dragon. So you know, the
That's fair.
that's something that, if you were going up against a great dragon, I could see building agility on Bianca especially, and maybe Kiefer as well. Take out great dragon before he even moves. And then, which is nice because it lets your Kiefer do something turn one, whereas otherwise you might have to have him hang back and not, be further back so that he stays out of range of the great dragon. Whereas if you outspeed him, you can take him out and make your moves forward instead of having to hang back. But unless it's something specific that you're trying to outspeed, an enemy hero that's also getting that boost, a great dragon, maybe duel. If it's duel, if you're forced into a duel matchup, you're probably going to be changing your team makeup so that you can actually address that. So, yeah, I'd say mainly building damage, occasionally with KSS or Great Dragon are two zap weak units that you might still see despite not being heroes, where you'd want to build. Make sure you outspeed them.
Okay. Alright. I just realized I didn't make a Reddit post. Oh well, that should be good. Add a flare.
That means I don't have any downvotes yet.
Ha ha ha. Yeah. There's some weird people on Reddit. I don't get it. It's like one time I provided absolutely objectively just useful information, and people could have easily missed this, and it only served to benefit people. It's I only lose out if other people are doing well. These are people I'm going to face against in arena, and it wasn't an arena related post, it was something else in the game entirely, but I didn't benefit from throwing that info out there, and it still received some downvotes. You could tell because it wasn't at 100%. It's why? It's here's the free gold, and the person downvoted. It's okay, but why? You don't get it. It makes no sense.
That's why I don't post on Reddit.
I wouldn't, but it's it's usually useful, and other people have had better luck with it than me. And it's very arbitrary. I don't know what it is, But without fail, my posts will usually get some sort of downvotes on them or whatever. The same number too, the exact same number of downvotes. So it's unfortunate because I'm just trying to get the arena watch, and I know other people are help out with the arena watch. Me, Celery, Trop. So it kind of affects it. I wouldn't feel as bad if it was just me, but it's everybody. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Hey Celery, how did you pick your username?
I've used this name for a long time, mainly because I'm bad at choosing names. So this was my first character on WoW back in 2005.
2005.
No.
Which expansion was that? That must have been before.
It was vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah.
It was vanilla. Yeah. So
vanilla WoW.
that was the first character, and I used it.
What was your favorite patch?
Burning expansion.
Expansion, sorry. Expansion.
Yeah, expansion. I really liked. I liked Burning Crusade for PvP. I did arena in Burning Crusade, and it was a blast. And then Wrath of the Lich King for PvE.
Seems to be what a lot of people say. That exact same thing.
Yep.
Like my cousin said the exact same thing. They overall they like PvP more than PvE, so they overall liked Burning Crusade more.
Yeah. But Ice Crown Citadel was just a really cool raid. Was just an excellent finale for those however many years it had been by that point, and it's was a very well known final boss. Was a lot of fun back then. So,
How
but
did
yeah,
you
that's
pick your name, Pack?
I can't remember. It was something like I wanted to put a username Pachydomian. Somehow it turned into Pack Demon. My brother, I don't know. My brother did it for it was RuneScape back in the day, and then I've been using it since. Yeah, so I was gonna put like Pachydomian Idiot or something. I can't remember. That took too many characters. And then he's like then he's like Pachydomian, but only you say that. And he's like, that's gonna reveal private information about yourself. I'm like, what? And we're like retarded kids, so it's like, okay, fine, whatever. And he's like the older one, so he's like forcing me to change it, and I'm like, okay, I'll change it to. I don't know how it got to that point, but like, yeah, I've just been using Pack Demon. It's the dumbest, conception story ever. None of it makes sense, but that's cool. Literally how it happened. Yeah, it just kind of fits. It works. It sounds nice enough. It's distinct enough that it means something. No one else is really using it.
Right. I assume TropicalVisions just likes Hawaii a lot.
Yeah, he likes what's that? Boom Beach game.
Nice.
And that has a lot of tropical stuff there. So TropicalVisions, yeah. But he's for DQT's Tropical VI.
Yeah.
Or
For the longest time, I always ignored him in Arena. I was like, who's this guy? Now I know.
Really?
He always had those 26k CP teams, so I would just skip right over it.
Oh, that's what you meant. Well, he was like literally first person that wasn't a bot to get first. Like a perfect score. And then he tends to, get more perfect scores than anybody. He has the most gold trophies or whatever. It's hard to miss when you're paying attention to the leaderboard.
Yep.
Man, my cursor keeps disappearing every now and then. I don't know how to fix this. Like, I could see my cursor hovering over things, but there's no cursor.
Are you on a PC or a Mac?
PC.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah, because I do want to end the stream here pretty soon. I'm just going to hover over the OBS and try to find the stop streaming button. Okay, there we are. But anything to note, guys? Anything at all? I know I'm missing something. We'll have, read the comments. I'm sure Shark Eye will be here. We'll make sure he is. He'll comment down below anything we missed at all. We didn't, we didn't read Metazoa article, but I don't know if he posted one.
I didn't see him post one, so I don't think he posted one for this week.
Okay, understandable. He's not a hero guy either, is he?
No, he's a martial guy.
Has he always been a martial guy, or is that after we said that martial units are gonna dominate arena, and then he's like, oh, okay. And then
he's been a martial guy he's got a High Awakened Marquis. He's got Vera, even if she's only one awake. And then he's got, of course, like
he wasn't a martial guy when Marshall sucked.
I don't think anyone was a martial guy when Marshall sucked.
Hey, Booski was.
I think Nivram probably was too.
Who? Nivram? Okay. Maybe.
He loves slimes.
Maybe.
He's probably all about Queen Slime and KSS.
Well, I guess if there's no article to read, just read Shark Eye's comments down below. We'll send him here, and if you're watching this on the VOD, you could read the comments and take his advice. We'll add any corrections, anything we missed, we'll drop down there. Anyways, guys, this has been the pack, and if you want to join the pack with the pack, go ahead and subscribe down below. If you like this video, then like this video. If you have something to say, write down in the comments down below. If you want to support the Arena Watch podcast, go ahead and share. If you want to see more Arena Watch podcast, go ahead and hit that bell icon for notifications, guys. Saying Twitch, join Kage's gaming Discord server.
Streaming your games after this?
Oh yes. Go ahead and check out Trop's stream on Twitch, which he just.
Oh no, I mean, aren't you streaming your games after this?
Oh, I should be soon. I don't know. I'm tired. I might take a nap. Join Kage's gaming Discord server for all the best underground DQT conversations, and join my server for all the best DQT guides. Anyways, guys, this has been the pack signing out. Peace.
Bye.